Hello and welcome everybody, and we are live. I hope the sound is doing well today and I hope it's in sync. As you know, I am using Streamlabs still on my phone. I am just almost there to have my PC. Thanks everybody for joining. That's joined. It's good to see you. Kiki's Seabass. Thanks for joining, dude. Hi Flatsoid, thanks for shout outs, but too many words. Might be easy to shorten it and just say Kiki's Kick or Seabass. Okay, Kiki's. I'll just say Seabass. Everybody say thanks to Seabass. He's one of the patrons, and Michael Khan. So thank you guys for being a patron and supporting the show. How's it, Ruaf? Good to see you. No, Ruaf, I have not got my PC yet, but the funds, I'm just waiting for the funds to get into my bank account, because it was Thursday that, Thursday, all the funds came into my PayPal account from Nathan's side, so that was cool. And now I have to wait 2-3 days to get the funds into my account so I can order the parts to come to me. So this time next weekend the PC should be up and running, and then we can have proper streams. Does everything sound okay to you guys? Hey, Earth is Live, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Is it in sync? Because I know the last few times the sound sounds fine, but the sync is out, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I see Earth is Life is already starting his funny nonsense, but yeah. Good to see you guys. I'm glad you could make it. How are you all doing today? Because today we're going to be talking about horizontal. I don't know how to set the sync on Streamlabs. It's a cell phone app, so I did try and find out everything to try and do it. It just doesn't, so I'm sorry about that, guys. At least the sound's working fine. That's a good thing, because I'm always scared about the sound. Okay. Oh yeah, Ruaf, that I just want to say thank you for your co-altitude angle validation. So that will definitely be for a future stream. I'm going to use Aura Video, because it seems the guys on your side don't understand that a co-altitude angle requires elevation. And I mean, horizontal's there for a reason. And why is it showing a green block on top? Oh yeah, Ruaf. Oh, there we go. Okay, SI man, glad to see you there. Thanks for coming. Haltech Industries, thanks for joining. Good to see you, dude. Okay. Got it. So, anybody here understand what horizontal means? Because I have been getting a lot of the arguments from the Global Living side that horizontal means curve. And obviously, since we've been learning in school, you learn horizontal is just simply a horizontal line. There's no such thing as higher or lower. There's no curve. It means flat. So how would you guys describe horizontal to be curved? Ruaf, horizontal equals perpendicular to down. I 100% agree. And that means straight. So if vertical is this way, it's this way. Perpendicular, it makes a 90-degree angle. Straight lines, I agree. So horizontal is straight. So why do they say the horizontal curves then? Earth is Life, no one claimed horizontal is curved. Yes. Earth is Life. Agreed, Ruaf, it's not curved. Everybody on your guys' side claims horizontal is curved. That's how you guys model your globe. You base it on your zenith, and then you got your horizontal line in freespace, but the thing is, you're taking that angle off a curved base to get your angle, which you cannot do. It's good to see, Ruaf, that you agree. No one's making that claim. I don't understand why the comments are not showing up on screen to stay there. I don't know if I can set this green screen away, whatever's on the top there. really getting irritating. I don't know why it shows that. But anyway, yes. The reason I say you guys say horizontal curves is because let's say you take a thiolidite, for instance, and you're taking a measurement, or even your sextant. You know you have to create that horizontal base so you can have your angular measurement. The problem comes from the people that say, no, but we have, the reason we have dip correction and all that is because we take, you know, because it's curving away. And you've taken a horizontal measurement. So if you've got a horizontal measurement, you guys all agree it's a flat line. Where does the curving come into it then? Because you guys are claiming that you're measuring a curve. You're claiming that horizontal distance is a curve to it. Thus you moan and say nautical miles is a curve. Hey Snowbirds, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Glad you could make it. Rue of 1310. Yeah, what are those numbers, Rue of? Do they have a specific meaning? Good to see everybody coming. Just to say to everybody that's come, if you haven't already, just please hit that like thumbs. It does help to push it out further, and just share the show. And if you do want to support, I will be putting links in the description box below with Patreon. I got a merch store, and also, yeah, whatever you guys want to help with, it will be really appreciated. And also I have a Discord server running if you guys are interested. If you guys are interested in the Discord server to chat, and a Telegram page. Okay, Ruaf. The down vectors for the two observers are not parallel. Since they have different verticals, they have different horizontals. Exactly, Ruaf, that's my point. You guys are already assuming that it has to go down to a center of Earth. Now, your problem is it actually does have the same horizontal, because let's say you're taking Polaris, for instance. It goes to the center of Earth. That horizontal has to go through the center of Earth out the other side. Maybe I can draw it. It's going to be a bit easier. Okay. This is the center of your Earth. If you got your zenith, you got your horizontal there. Your horizontal is supposed to be parallel to that one. You understand? That's why you get your angle, because you're making it parallel. You've already begged the question to the center of the Earth. So yes, you're actually saying that this measurement is curving because you're taking this as nautical miles. Is that making sense? Hey Gary White Benga, good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Luke Magnotta, great to see you. I'm also glad you could make it. Yes, water is always level. Water lies flat. That's as easy as that. No verticals, horizontals are local. What do you mean horizontals are local? So in other words, you do not have to the center of Earth. Ruv, is that what you're telling me? Your parallel horizontal is not through the center of Earth, to the celestial, to your equator, you could say. Good to say everybody's coming. I want to see if I can add Gary as a but thanks everybody for joining. I'm really do appreciate all your support. Oh man, I will not get the jab. Good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Yes, curvizontal. They believe it's curvizontal. Well, the whole stream so far they've been telling me horizontal doesn't curve, and nobody says that it does. So that's a good start, I guess. Oh man, I don't know. Sorry, got my little laptop here just so I can try and see what's going on in the stream and stuff, but it's literally freezing out on me. Okay, the verticals are basically radials of a circle. The vertical is not parallel to the vertical. Come on champ, this is Globe 101. Okay, so it's a radial of a circle, which is linear geometry, is it not? Or am I misunderstanding? Because you're taking a triangle. I mean, if you having your circumference, if you having this, you are trying to work out the circumference of the circle, which is your axis and your other axis. That's your vertical and your horizontal. This is the angle you are measuring, correct? So, I mean, let's say the star's there, your co-altitude and your elevation angle. So they have to be together because you are measuring your co-altitude angle the same. Am I misunderstanding that, Ruf? Pretty soon we will probably hear globies talk about round corners. Well, they've already talked about squares with five-sided squares, and they actually fought tooth and nail to protect that five-sided square, Gary. So yeah. Do these dolts believe that you can get 90-degree angle from a curved line? Actually, I don't know anymore, because they just said horizontals do not curve, and Ruef did validate to say to have a co-altitude angle you require a horizontal baseline because elevation angle. So yes, burst out the crayons, Ruef. It will be great if you can do that, because I am just repeating how you guys are trying to explain your globe math to everyone. Because when you work out a radial, you are literally just working out your circumference. But the problem is you're taking it from your celestial sphere and you are taking that arc distance and sticking it down on your globe and calling it physical curve. So yeah, that's about it. When boats disappear over a curve, now they claim otherwise. Yeah, boats don't actually disappear over a curve anymore. You heard it. He's got new horizontals to every. He's got a new horizontal to every vertical, as he says. So every zenith has a new horizontal. Therefore, there is no curving. It's all just new points. So, is how many? An infinite amount of edges, you could say, on this curve, because it's straight lines that make their radial then, if that's what I'm getting at. Please do not eat the crayons, Ruef. Yes, please do not. Ruef does want to actually come and talk sometime, which would be great. So hopefully when I do have my PC up and running and he can pay his $3 Patreon, it would be great if he can come and talk. By the way, I'm still waiting for McToon to... Yes, because, I mean, he's still making excuses why he cannot come and talk. But yeah, that's McToon for you. Unfortunately, I can't get to Discord right now. I'm on the phone, so I'll have to check it out afterwards, which makes it difficult. I don't know if I can do it in my PC, on the laptop, which is very, very, very slow. So it might take a while to load up. Okay. Luke Magnolia, Navy ship selecting targets wouldn't work on a globe. I 100% agree, Luke, because most of the time it's line of sight. And to have line of sight, let's say 30 miles away, you have a lot of curve to look over. Remember when pilots had to adjust for Coriolis in their flight plans? No, I don't remember that. Now they don't do that anymore, or can't point any specific adjustment for Coriolis. Exactly, Gary. There's so much things that they have to change with their rhetoric because they get caught out double speaking. It's just unfortunate how it is. Will not get the jab. Reminds me of Einstein, the reverse engineering of all things. And then it's still wrong, even though they reverse engineered. Why do I always expect people to pay you to talk to you? No, Haltech. My Patreons, it's one of the benefits of being a Patreon. They are able to get a link to come and talk. It's only $3. If $3 is just too much for you, that's your own problem. So yeah, that's how it will be. I will probably work out another way that we can do a kind of a chat thing that you don't need to become a Patreon, but we're still working on that. But for now, that's how it's going to be, because it will be unfair towards my Patreons if I just give a link out to every Tom, Dick and Harry that wants to talk. So yes, I'm more than happy to let people come and talk. Ruth, yeah, when you get your PC. Great, Ruth. I'll be more than happy. I'm glad about that, because at least one thing I have to say about Ruth, at least he talks like a nice guy. He's not rude or anything, and I really appreciate that. Okay, Haltech. Luca, how does a Navy ship select targets? Mostly line of sight, Haltech. That's how. Remember that time when we could see further than the geometry of the alleged globe? Yes, Gary. And they claimed it was a mirage. Yes, remember that time they said I took an inferior mirage out was me taking physical curve away? I had a new guy telling me this week, time delay. Time delay takes away the curve now. That's a new argument, time delay. Wow. Let's see. Bob the Science Guy claims you have to steer your car to adjust for Coriolis while driving down the highway. Is that so, Bob? How? That's nonsensical. Then why, if I have my car's wheel alignment set up perfect and I just let it go straight, it just goes straight. It's not turning or anything. It's just staying straight to what it's set. There's no need for Coriolis. Oh, wow. That's a new one. Ruaf, Gary Bay got a light to... That's a claim, Ruaf. Are you saying Gary's lying about it? I'm sure Gary would be able to probably back that up. These sphere levers do not even know their own model. Most of the time they actually do, but they have to ignore it. The reason they try and play dumb is because they know if they're going to actually take it, they have to agree with us, and thus their whole model falls apart. Okay. Rufa made a video of Bob saying that very thing multiple times. So there we go, he can back it up. He's definitely misrepresenting what he said. Okay, what did he actually say then? This would be interesting. What did he actually say then? At least the globe has a model, unlike Flat Earth, which has pretty... No, Haltech, the thing is, Flat Earth do have models, but we don't all ascribe to the models because we do not live on a model, as we all like to say. It's simple. Do you live on a model, Haltech? Because we certainly don't. The models you guys have is being showed wrong daily anyway, so I don't know why you're trying to be so proud about it. Ruaf, he actually said it emphatically on Jose. You have yet to see one, Haltech. Okay, then you're not looking hard enough. Haven't got anything from you, sorry yet, you Ruaf. Would you be able to send me that thing in a private message? Maybe. Or wait, I think you've sent in Earth Awakens. Okay, Bob's point, which he made with cars, is that the planes are constantly correcting their course. The Coriolis isn't consciously taken into account, it is lost. Planes don't constantly create their course for Coriolis. They have wind. The wind hits them. It's wind deflection. That's the only course they're making. It's not Coriolis, unless you're trying to call wind deflection Coriolis now. Is the wind now also Velcro to this conservation of momentum, funny bunny, atmospheric gravity, ball, water, whatever you want to call it, because it's really not how it works, Ruaf. They can't show any adjustments, Gary, because it doesn't exist. They're taking wind deflection corrections now because the wind hits the plane. I mean, hello, it's a physical surface. The wind's hitting, it's giving pressure. Now they're taking that and saying it's Coriolis for some odd reason. But funny enough, the plane can be getting this deflection from the opposite direction. So they didn't really think that through, did they? Let's see. I'm trying to still get it up, Ruth. This is how slow this old laptop is of mine. Still trying to get that up, that thing you sent me. Really hope it's coming up. There we go. Okay, let's see what you said. The moon. This guy sees the moon top down shadow. Yes, and I don't understand that. He sees the moon top down shadow. Roof. Oh, it's gone. Okay. Bob actually said that staying in the lane, you are adjusting for Coriolis. He actually said those words, so I wouldn't give it over Bob. I mean, Bob even came up with his whore argument, remember, with celestial navigation, which was funny. So yeah, I don't see Bob's whore today. Anyway, guys, Ruhaf, this is what Ruhaf said. I'm going to try and see if I can show you guys like this. Oh, how am I going to send it? Camera. There we go. That's what Ruhaf is showing. Do you guys understand what he's trying to say there? That's what Ruhaf is showing. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys understand what he's trying to say there, but I don't know. Just like correcting for ground, track, plane, you're also adjusting for Coriolis. No. When you track roof, just like when you're correcting for your ground track in a plane, you're also adjusting for Coriolis. Can you show where this data is that you correct for Coriolis, Roof? Roof, that's the thing you sent me. Or is that for someone else? Oh, that's for Tano. I don't know. I can't find anything else from you. I'm trying to go up, It just says groovy. I only see you saying groovy to me. Sorry, man. Where's general chat? Oh, is it in my server? Sorry, I'm probably in the wrong server. I thought you're sending it there in Awaking. Let's see. Now we have to wait again for it to load up. Ah, there we go. It's got to load. It's not a conscious correction. It's lost in the noise and you correct for wind. See what I said, guys? You're correcting for wind deflection, not Coriolis. There's no such thing as Coriolis correction. It's all just a belief because you're taking Coriolis, wind deflection and calling it Coriolis. Okay, there we go. Now it's showing. Okay, let's do this way. Okay, everybody, this is what Ruaf's saying. Okay, Ruaf, the three local horizontals. Yes, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Now you got those three local, which means you're calling it curve. I'm going to draw it out for you as well, so you understand this. You got the one Manicki, the one Manicki, and the one Manicki. Okay, you got your main. Horizontal, horizontal, horizontal. You got the star. He's seeing the star. He's making an angular measurement based on the star. But that angular measurement has to go to the center of your presupposed Earth to have that so it has the same angular measurement. That's why it's called the co-altitude angle. You're taking it from the center of your Earth. So you're taking that arc measurement from the sky, you've got your parallel to your presupposed center, then you're using that and transposing it onto your globe and calling it curve. You understand? Yeah, that's how I see it there. So that's it. No, your local horizontal has nothing to do with the center of Earth. Glad I could get you to concede that. Local horizontal has nothing to do with the center of Earth. Remember when Bob told us it does? Remember when you showed on your on McToon Live how you did your angular measurement, you showed center of Earth. Now it's got nothing to do with the center of Earth. Amazing that. Okay. Kind of double speak, don't you think, Ruaf? So which one is it? Do you use the center of Earth to get your angular measurement? To get your co-altitude angular measurement or not? Hey, Ruaf? Do you use the center of Earth to get your co-altitude angular measurement or not? It's kind of a hectic delay on you. Sorry about that again, guys. Sorry about the delay. If you haven't already, please just do hit that boop like button. It really does help me to get the show more spread out. Okay, you do not use the center of Earth to get an angle. Great, you're talking about parallel light and the GP. So the GP of the star and your GP have nothing to do with each other to get your distance. Because obviously you're claiming the GP of the star and you're claiming, because you're claiming that parallel, the GP of that star has to be parallel with the center of your parallel, if that makes sense. Hey Sleeping Warrior, good to see you, dude, Anthony. Glad you could make it. Let me see if I can wrench you up like I said I would. Add moderator. There we go. Welcome back to the fam. So yeah, Sleeping Warrior, Ruaf has so far in the stream conceded that they do not use the center of Earth needed for their horizontal. It's got nothing to do with it to get their angular measurement. Conceded horizontal doesn't curve, and well, kind of threw his globe away this whole time on the stream. So I don't know what they were fighting for then. I don't know what curve they're coming up against if they're showing this. Posted in general chat. Again, okay, let's see what's going on. There we go. Okay, let's see again what Ruaf is showing. Okay, this is what Ruaf's showing. So to the center of Earth, Ruaf, is that parallel to one another, Ruaf? Does that horizontal match that horizontal? And that horizontal, Ruaf? That horizontal is the same as horizontal to your center of the Earth to get that angular measurement. Is it not, Ruaf? Yes. Thank you very much. So which one is it? Is that horizontal the same as that one or not, Ruaf? Please think carefully. Please think carefully what you're saying there. Why are blurs flapping about the minutiae of sextant use when they are not able to use one at all due to bending space-time and managing non-Euclidean geometry to be used? It's actually an interesting question, Sleeping. The yellow lines are parallel, yes. And to have those parallel yellow lines, you have a horizontal baseline, correct, Ruaf? Which joins up at where? The center of Earth, which I said you have your let's draw it out for you quickly, because this is actually very simple, Ruaf. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. Okay, you got your Earth, you got your horizontal there. You measuring because you got your, what's the name? That angular measurement is the same as that angular measurement, like you said. That horizontal there is taken parallel to that horizontal in the center, because everything on your globe works from the center of Earth. In other words, the equator, you can say. The center of Earth is not used to get an elevation angle. But what did you just do here? So, in other words, we can do this, Ruaf. Got a horizontal, and there's your measurement. There's no Earth underneath. Is that what you're saying? It's just that measurement to the star where you're standing. There's no Earth underneath. Is that what you're saying, Ruaf? It's good to see you making so much concessions this stream. It's getting quite good. Because I totally agree with you. The center of Earth is not used to get an elevation angle. An elevation angle is based on a horizontal plane. In other words, you just conceded your whole globe thing, refracted curvature was correct. You first have to have flat baseline, aka used flat geometry, then created your globe off of that. I repeat, the measurement of the angle has nothing to do with the center of Earth. Bringing that angle down to the center, like I did in the diagram, is related to circles of equal altitude. La 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 la. Thank you. What did we say? Flat geometry. Using trigonometry, triangulation on a flat surface. Then you are presupposing your globe into it. Thus, you're bringing it down into the center of Earth, which still has the same parallel as your horizontal. Celestial navigation. What is a celestial what is a celestial sphere? Horizontal through the center of Earth. This is why when we say you use your celestial sphere, your celestial navigation is all based on flat baseline. Flat, flat, flat. Okay. Your misunderstanding is not concessions. No, Daryl, it's definitely concessions because I just explained it to you why it's a concession. Cringe, that you think you are... So, Ruaf, again, the center of Earth has nothing to do with elevation angles. Yet, you're taking an elevation angle reading. That's not a concession, you say. Did you work out your nautical miles based on that elevation angle, Ruaf? Because I do see a radius here that says 3,959 miles. And it gives a circumference times 2 times pi. And it gives you a circumference of 24,087.5 miles. Now you take that and you're dividing it by 360. Sorry. Which gives you your 69.1 miles, which is 1 degree. So yes, you're taking flat measurements and then putting it into a radius. Ruaf is just saying the same things he always did. You just don't understand. You don't know how many times I need to say it. You don't need to bring the angle down to the center to take an elevation angle. No, you don't. That's the whole point, Ruaf. You don't. So you don't need to have the globe there. You understand? There's no globe there. You literally just have an elevation angle. Voila. Triangle. You're triangulating the position on a horizontal plane. The horizontal plane of your celestial sphere is the same horizontal plane that you are standing on, aka why you have 90 degrees from the GP and 90 degrees from the observer together to create a triangle. Line of position. That's how you get your circle of equal altitude. You just conceded it so much and you're not getting it. It's actually funny. Sleeping Warrior, you should be applying the Euclidean geometry. You take the angle down from the center to work out the distance between you and the GP. Only works on the... No, it doesn't only work on a globe. 1 degree, every 1 degree works out to be 69 miles per... Don't mention 90 degrees. Well, he's got a 90 degree there, especially if he says it's got nothing to do with the globe underneath. He's showing a 90 degree. That's why he's got a co-altitude angle in the first instance. Daryl, no triangles. Yes, it's a triangle. What do you think that is that he's showing there? It's a triangle. The GP is... And this Koki's just not working with me. Okay, let's try and do this again. We're going to use Rueff's thing now, okay? You see there? This is his co-altitude angle. And the elevation angle. This is the arc. That's why you got your depression angle and you got your elevation angle, because you are basing it off of having a horizontal. You got your horizontal, I agree, there's nothing underneath, no need. This is 90 degrees to you. Understand? This is 90 degrees to there. Therefore, you have a triangle. The linear ratio of distance per degree is a circle. And a circle circumference, 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, you understand? All the degrees measured to be 1 nautical mile, which is a distance on the arc on your celestial sphere. Now you've taken that arc on the distance of your celestial sphere and you're just putting it on your already measured flat plane. So I know if I have, let's say, 35 degrees that I measured after correction, obviously, you just times that by 60. And that's your distance in nautical miles to the GP of the star. Understand? Simple. No globe involved. Let's see. How far away is the target? If it's triangle, right triangle, you can solve. Okay, I just did it for you, Daryl. I'm going to do it for you again. Let's just say I've got an angular measurement of 35 degrees after correction, everything. Oh, this thing is getting really... This is the angle. Sorry, the Koki's not doing too well. 35 degrees. We know 35 degrees. Every degree is a nautical mile. So I'm going to times 35 degrees by 60. Sorry, excuse me. When you get your PC, let me know. We'll talk through celestial navigation. Okay, no, agreed. We'll definitely get to talk, because it's not actually impossible. What you're explaining to me is exactly what I'm repeating to you, because you're saying exactly what you're saying. The star is how far away? The GP is... Sorry, I'm just opening my calculator. It's just much easier. 35 times 60. 2,100 nautical miles. 14 seconds delay. Just getting worse. Sorry, guys. Like I said, hopefully this time next weekend we should have the PC up and running, so there won't be a... well, if you have the distance, which is 2,100 to the GP, you can work out the rest of the triangle, Daryl. But the point is, we got a distance to the GP. So you got enough information to get your hypotenuse. The difference is, the only problem is you think that star is at a physical location from you. It's just an apparent position you are measuring. Because perspective. Okay. Anyway, Tista account, good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Smurfical, whatever, good to see you. Thanks for everybody that's joined in again. I'm glad you could all make it. Sorry again about the time delay on here. It's just Streamlabs. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just not working with me too well. Thank you to all the new subscribers that has joined my channel. Really do appreciate all the support. And if you haven't realized, yes, I have banned some trolls, and that's why it's a bit more kosher in the chats these days. They have been warned, they do not stop. And yes, when it comes to me banning trolls, I will ban trolls because they have sock accounts and coming with their sock accounts and lying and misrepresenting. So I will do that. Okay? Because I don't want them to mess up the audience, because they literally come in here to try and muddy the waters for my new audience. So if you feel butthurt about that, I'm sorry. And if you are banned and you feel unwarranted banned, please do get into touch with me on my Discord or on my Telegram, and we can talk and we can try to figure out what we're going to do. Hey Kikisa Seabass, good to see you again. I'm glad. I thought you left already. The comment video should be good. Yes, there's definitely going to be a comment video also about the elevation angles and stuff, because man, the funny arguments I've been getting from these guys is really, really funny. Yes, perspective. When are the guys going to get that with distance, let's just say the star luminary, it's just not, I don't know if you can actually see it. Let's just take two straight lines for instance. We're going to say this is the sky. What happens when you see an object? When it goes further in the distance, it compresses closer together, does it not? Because of perspective, it's having a convergence rate, so it's going down. Every degree you measure is still the same, because that 60 nautical miles or whatever, 69 nautical miles, is all got to do with the average between that whole arc, that apparent arc. It's not meaning that this distance and that distance is now different. It means it's taken all of them together and has it, and that's how you get your nautical miles. It's because of perspective. Now, I'm not going to ban Ruif sleeping. I actually want to have a talk with him. He's not really a troll, so he doesn't warrant a ban from him. Although he doesn't really get what he's saying, because he's conceding everything wrong, throwing away the globe, which is really cool. But yeah, the stars all converge that claim one. No. How's it false, Anthony? Because during the perspective, it has to converge down to the apparent horizon, because it's a distance. The average 1 degree is how we get the 60 nautical miles. That's how we just times it to nautical miles, up to 60 to get 1 degree per nautical mile. Because we're measuring that apparent arc in the sky. Oh, okay. I see Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum is busy with Ruif in Discord. So Ruif's not really paying attention right now on the stream. Yep, measurements plenty. I've seen trillions of flat measurements. Yes, Ruif, plenty of flat measurements. All measurements are flat, Ruif. You just conceded that when you said it's got nothing to do with the center of Earth. So when you take your elevation angle, you have a straight horizontal base, and you've measured your elevation angle, co-altitude angle, everything to the star on a horizontal plane. Using celestial navigation, which is based on your celestial sphere, is based on a horizontal through your equator, which means, aka, flat. That's why when you try and say celestial navigation has nothing to do with flat, it has everything to do with flat, because your whole baseline is based on flat, which you just conceded. Snowbirds, no, actually, I don't think he's really run off. I think he's still here, maybe listening, but he's kept quite busy on Discord, I see. Okay, Tista account, bye, good to see you. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you could make it. It is getting quite hectic for you, I agree. Sorry, I'm putting my phone. I hope there's not going to be any static, because the battery's kind of flat now. How many nautical miles is from the North Pole to the equator, 90 degrees in latitude? Daryl, it's funny you should say that. Actually, I'm not going to answer you that right now because you're going to have to want to stay tuned for what Brian and the FED crew have for you, because this demolishes your globe to kingdom come. So I'm not even going to say anything. All I'm saying is wait for Brian's logic and the FED crew to tell you about that, because wow, it's sad. You guys are going to cry. Okay, just because the baseline is flat doesn't make the earth flat. Nowhere in celestial navigation does it say that the baseline represents the surface of earth. I wonder if I can get it. Oh no, I don't have Skype on my PC, on the laptop. Daryl, how do I explain this to you? You've taken your measurement off of a flat baseline, correct? You're saying it's got nothing to do with the ground, correct? You've measured an angle. You've got it. Now, you have to presuppose your globe after you've measured an angle, a straight triangle on a flat baseline. First flat, then curve. Understand? Yes, Daryl, that's what you say. 5,400 nautical miles at 90 degrees. That's what you say. But I'm saying, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to break it. I'm leaving this for Brian's logic and the FED crew, because you are going to cry so sad when they do tell you what's going on there. You're going to cry. We actually had a meeting last night about it, so sorry. My lips are sealed. I'm not going to break it. They can bring it to you, because it's quite demolishing. Let's put it this way. Although as if your globe isn't already demolished just by what Ruth said today and you just said. Okay, refraction is fun. Please tell me why refraction explains that. Yes, refraction is there. If gravity doesn't work for them, then they use refraction. Yeah, that's about it. So when we use the radius of the Earth and spherical geometry in celestial navigation, you use that after flat, Haltech. Do you understand? If you don't have the flat baseline, you can't have the measurement to use your globe. That's how it works. Okay, KSD, so good to see you. On equinoxes, why two spectacular observers, let's say 34 and minus 34 latitude, sees specular sun paths while the sun is getting closer to one and further away from the other? Because the sun is just an apparent position. It's all got to do with your perspective, where you are looking. It's as simple as that. It's not a physical position. Captain Caveman, put pick 9,500 feet apart, 25 above his HMSL. Good to see you, Captain. I'm glad you're here. SI Man, hi. They say hi again to everybody. Glad you could all make it. I wanted to actually do the stream later again today, because like I said, on Saturdays I actually want to do it like 6 p.m. or something, or 4 p.m. when there's more people, and on Sunday mornings early for the guys on the other side of the plane. But with load shedding and stuff in South Africa, unfortunately the times are not working out for me, because then the electricity's off and I can't stream, so I had to make it this early again. 1 degree per 60 nautical miles claim is bunk real world. It does not happen, only in your broken mogul. Yes, Sleeping Warrior, that's what I said. They taking a distance on a flat plane and they have to distort it because they are measuring a apparent curve in the sky, and that's how they get their 60 nautical miles. A distance is a distance. I can make any unit I want. The distance is not going to change from point A to point B. It's going to stay the same distance. It doesn't matter if I call it Zoidlinks or kilometers or nautical miles or miles or whatever. The distance is the same distance, point A to point B. It all goes over the grid. That's why you got a latitude and longitude grid. It's grid related. All it is. Science works in mysterious ways. Haltech Industries, that's not true. That's not even kind of true, using spheres to navigate. What did he say actually? To say the flat line is not flat bed. Oh, okay. Hey, Will Brax, good to see you. Glad you could make it. Thanks for joining, dude. Doesn't matter how much, it just matters that it does, Daryl. I don't see Ruaf anymore. I think he's now left the chat. Okay, so yeah, what have we established so far on the stream? Horizontal does not curve. Correct. You do not require a curved baseline to get your elevation angle. Correct. You do not require any curve whatsoever to get your elevation angle. Correct. There is no such thing as curve when it comes to celestial navigation. Correct. The only thing you are measuring is the sky. Correct. Then you have to presuppose your globe after using flat geometry. I'm just calling it flat geometry because that's what your globe guys don't get, because it's actually just geometry. It's just, you know, trigonometry, triangle. So yeah. Science Works in Mysterious Ways, good to see you. Glad you could make it. I'm glad everybody's here. Sorry again about this 14-second delay. The last time I think they said it was quite a hectic time delay on here. But this is just the app. For the people that didn't know, my PC should be here in the week, because I'm just literally waiting for the funds to show in my account, because I did pay it over from my PayPal account Thursday, and it takes 2 to 3 days. Then I can order the parts, and then at least they got a branch that's not too far away from me, so it's not going to take too long to get here. Then I can quickly build up the PC and we can start. Whew. I think that the evening I do have the PC. Maybe we'll do a live stream already if I can get OBS up and running and everything, because that'd be quite cool, so we can test it out. I got some big plans for the channel, and just have to say once again, thank you all for all your support. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to get it. Okay, a circle divided into 360, exactly. A degree, 360 degrees. It's and every degree is measured where? Off a horizontal. Because you are just measuring linearly. I mean, that's what a circumference is. It's literally X and Y. Let's see. Oh, Koki's working a bit better now. Let's say you need the circumference. You just got your X and your Y. That's as easy as that. So where it is moving across, you're getting a degree angle. Still, always over flat. Always. You're always going to have flat, no matter where you go on your horizon, in your sphere to get your circumference. That's why they have to go into 2 dimensionals to get their measurements, because they cannot do it 3-dimensionally. Okay. Okay. Did you say anything, KSKD? Because you're swerving, I don't see anything from you. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Good to see 15 people in though. 16 people. Well, the one shows 16 on my count and the other one shows 15. But hey. Okay, Haltech Industries. You really do not understand celestial navigation. That's what you keep saying, and then I keep having to draw it out for you. Okay, and saying the world is flat doesn't make it flat. I'll wait for Ruaf to explain it on stream. Maybe you will understand then. I do understand it. That's why I'm able to dismantle his argument from the get-go and show you. Remember, I even showed you what he showed. It's not that I don't understand. It's that you do not want to understand. There's a difference. Rip globe. Exactly, Sleeping Warrior. The globe was never there to begin with. Even Ruaf said, your elevation angle has nothing to do with the globe. Whoopsie! So what measurement are you doing? What's the globe got to do with your celestial navigation if what you're taking in celestial navigation is an elevation angle measurement? That's what a co-altitude angle is, based off an elevation angle measurement, which is flat and got nothing to do with a globe. Whoopsie! Look away from Earth, Cayman, exactly. Just look away from the Earth. That's how you're going to know what you're on. Let's see. What's the distance between Joburg and Sydney? I don't know. You tell me what's the distance between Joburg and Sydney. What's that got to do with this? I look up now. What's the distance? Earth, do you want to go to Joburg and Sydney or something? I've got some family in Sydney and in Perth. And I did live in Joburg for quite a while. I think I still got some family in Joburg. Let's see. I do like how you're trying to obfuscate from the actual argument, Earth is life. So again, Earth, I'm going to ask all the newcomers again. Does horizontal curve? Because Ruef said no, which I agree. So we can say there's no such thing as curvizontal. We can just say it's horizontal. Yes. So, agreed, Sleeping Warrior. Nobody really does, because it's based off a grid system. They take the grid system and that's how they work out their distances. It's not actually measured distances, it's a grid system measurement. I mean, when you get the planes flying, they take their path, they usually follow the path with the wind. You know, when you're following the wind, you get better fuel economy, you get better, I mean, how can I explain it? That's why there's wind currents. That's why they fly in the wind currents. It hasn't got to do with traveling around the globe. It's got to do with following the wind currents and got to do with how you're getting to your destination based on saving fuel, I guess. Bendizontal is not a thing, but blurs must bend the straight line. Exactly, Sleeping Warrior. They have to bend a straight line to get the thing. Even though they just concede there's no curving straight lines. And they had to concede that the Earth has got nothing to do with celestial navigation. Thank you very much. We have observed objects and buildings and mountains dropping below horizontal. Earth is life that is called perspective. And it's all just optical. You know how that works? Shit shrinks. That's how it works. If you take your argument with the two theolidites, that crosshair on that, this is your scope, that crosshair in the middle, that is a physical crosshair on the scope itself. It stays in an infinite plane forever, exactly the same. It does not increment up or down, nothing. That in the distance, inside that scope on the back, is all optical. That one shows how it's dropping down. Why? Because it's all optical. It shit shrinks in the distance. That's why it looks like it's dropping below. It's not actually. It's just optical. Understand? Sleeping Warrior. To be honest, that's what they use planes time in the air for big distances. So Joburg to Sydney will usually be expressed in flight time, not miles. Also true, Sleeping Warrior. It's usually in flight time. Actually, all the arguments is based on flight time because they don't actually want to admit you can't really get the distance because their globe as well is wrong. There's not 100% perfect model, map or anything. Brenda, hey. Brenda, I really did message you, remember? If you haven't realized, I asked, what do you want to talk about? Will you be paying your Patreon fee to be able to talk? And what will the topic be? You have seemed to not answer me, so yeah. Science works in mysterious ways. Smurfical, whatever, that's awesome. Yes, Smurficals is awesome. That's perspective, not obstruction, Flatsoid. Brenda, I've shown it and demonstrated perspective does obstruct things. Perfect time and time again. Sleeping Warrior, ground speed or air speed? How fast would an airplane have to travel to get from Joburg to Sydney in 13 hours? Is this some kind of maths? Are you trying to get a plane flight to get there, Earth? Because you're asking a lot of questions about Joburg to Sydney. Do you have some kind of obsession about it? Smurfical, whatever. Brenda, have you come back to be wrong again about where pressure increases in a container? Smurfical, Brenda's usually wrong about everything, so I wouldn't put it past Brenda. Yeah, Brenda's wrong about everything. Correct, Sleeping Warrior. Perspective is the magic dust for FTE. No, it's not the magic dust. It's just how your eyes work. KSTTR. That's how it works. Everything is based in optical vision. Your field of view, your limiting angle, everything is, we see with angles. So that's why the angles diminish with distance, and so you get your limited. It gets limited. It's not, doesn't just travel forever. It's not how it works. If you agree to meet, I will debunk all the housekeeping questions for you. Okay, everybody. So Brenda says that will be the topic of discussion. We will be chatting about the housekeeping questions, and Brenda will debunk every single housekeeping question there is. I'm game about that, Brenda. Just wait till my PC's here, please, and please be sure to pay the $3 Patreon fee so we can chat. Okay. Smurf, go whatever. I've agreed with Brenda at times, but absolutely not always. Yeah. See, Earth is Life, this is exactly what Sleeping Warrior was saying. You trying to take times now to Earth. It can change, can a plane travel at different speeds? The answer is yes. So can it change the times? Yes. Okay. Plum level square. What's my email, Brenda? It is in my about section. You can go and look there. flatzoid@gmail.com. It's definitely there. Earth is Life. Have you looked up the record airspeeds with the winds, like 800 miles per hour or 850 miles per hour? This is exactly what Sleeping Warrior was saying. They try and look at the times and not the speeds that the plane flies. Like I was also saying, why do you think they fly with wind currents? There's a reason for that. Distance is speed over time. Brenda, yes, but you're ignoring the speed part to get that time. That's the whole issue, ignoring the speed. You're just taking time. You need to realize there is a difference between ground speed and air speed. That is also true. That 100 miles per hour only happened once in history. Huh? Sorry, I don't get it. What, 100 miles per hour? That 800 miles per hour only happened once in history. That's kind of a bold claim, Earth is Science, Earth is Life. WS, good to see you. Welcome for coming in. Still waiting for the Flat Earth 3-star fixed celestial navigation method. Which FE map do you use? Which are your adjustment tables for perspective, dip correction, dip refraction, etc.? WS, I did explain a few things. If you missed it right now, you might have to go back and watch what you were saying. Like I said, when my PC is here, I will be doing a much more in-depth video with celestial navigation for you guys, because it seems you guys just don't want to understand. We can explain it as much as we want. If you don't want to understand, you don't understand. Brenda, they fly with the winds to save fuel. And does the wind stay constant all the time, Brenda? The average speed of a flight from Joburg to Sydney is 550 miles per hour. Is that so? In which direction? To which path do they only have one route that they take there, Earth is Life, or do they have multiple routes to go? Do they have a constant speed of 550, or is it just an average speed? And is it the same speed with the wind or without the wind? What's the altitude? If you use your flat earth map, what flat earth map? And to airports over 13,000 miles. Okay? But what flat earth map? Seems you are making claims on our behalf again, people. And you know how easy it is just to say they do 550 miles an hour. You can ask any pilot that the speed changes constantly. It does not stay the same. It varies right through. So yeah, and as Sleep Warrior says, it's ground speed, not air speed. Two different things. We can't understand what you don't show us. You have never shown a FE 3-star fixed method, resources. Roof showed the globe method. WS, I think you missed everything this. So I advise you to start the stream over when it's done and watch how Roof conceded that your globe has got nothing to do with celestial navigation. He literally puts it in after he uses a horizontal that's got nothing to do with the ground. It's got nothing to do with the sphere. He only puts it in afterwards. He even admits you don't use the center of the earth. Yeah. Now I'm saying, WS, there is no map that is 100% accurate. Not even your globe maps are 100% accurate. If you haven't realized that, then I don't know. Planes regularly exceed 800 miles per hour ground speed. Exactly, Sleeping Warrior. Earth is life. Well, this is actually well known in aviation. No, it doesn't seem to match the globe model perfectly, Earth is life. It definitely doesn't. It's unfortunate you got tricked by some videos, but you can cut your losses. Hey M Stone, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. What videos has tricked anybody anyway? QFA 63 and 64 have never traveled 800 miles per hour. Kind of a bold claim that Earth is life. GPS has accuracy down to the centimeter. Great, Brenda. And then you understand that GPS is just ground-based at the end of the day. Yeah. Which is the most accurate flat Earth map? Which map do you use for celestial navigation? For celestial navigation, you just use a map, a flat map. You can use the Mercator map if you want. You can use a Gleason's map if you want. It doesn't really make a difference. The difference comes, the problem that you have is that you're taking a flat measurement and then you're trying to transpose it onto a globe afterwards. No, not regularly. That is 250 miles per hour jet stream speed. Yes, but Daryl, that 250 miles jet stream speed adds to the already accelerated plane. So it can go faster than the 250 miles per hour. It just creates less drag. It helps push it along. The less drag, the easier it is to go. What did Brenda? GPS is not ground-based. It's satellite. Oh, really? Really, Brenda? That's quite a bold claim again. What is a satellite? Where is a satellite situated, Brenda? As far as I understand, it's said to be in space. And space is impossible to exist as a vacuum. First of all, you cannot have orbital mechanics because there's no such thing as gravity. Gravity is not even a force. And you require a force to have a gravitational orbit. Yeah. And then you have your Einsteinian that wants to bend conceptual mediums in pseudo-Riemannian force space that doesn't exist. So there's quite a huge problem there, Brenda. GPS is used for surveying. Yes, it's used for surveying, but still doesn't change the fact that it's ground-based. While I live in metro area and GPS just can't figure out where I am in way too many places. Exactly, Smurfer. I live in the bush and a lot of the times GPS just doesn't seem to want to work here, and it's so-called satellite-based. Why do you think I've actually gone with my internet for fiber? Because I've had a more stable connection with fiber than it does with satellites. Although with a lot of the farmers and stuff, because they're deeper in the bush and stuff, they wouldn't be able to get fiber, so then they use satellite, which is kind of expensive, but even they still have problems. Okay. WS, I'm sure you know your view of the stars is unique to your location. Exactly, Smurfagle. It's all just got to do with perspective. That's all. Perspective. I mean, it's the same when they look at the moon and you see the moon shadows is looking different around another way. It's because of your perspective. Your viewing angle towards it has changed. You don't get internet from GPS. I never said that, Brenda. Don't misrepresent what I said, please. I was talking specifically about satellites and internet. I wasn't talking about GPS satellites. Okay? GPS satellites are still ground-based. You do have Stalloons, though, which also are GPS, and weather balloons. Stalloons, and they can stay up for a long time. Reason why there's such a helium shortage. Very odd. Why people need to use space agencies and satellite agencies and whatever need to use so much helium. Really odd. Smurfagle, okay. I don't use any FE map. I'm not a FE person. Yeah. There's no such thing as a FE map actually. It's just a map. All flat earth maps. Maps are flat. Two-dimensional maps. Nor balloons. Brenda, GPS is not ground-based nor balloons. Brenda, you want to back that up. And make sure you'll be able to back it up with citation, please. And actual demonstration. M-Stone, does it not worry you that all there is no science for the rotating earth theory, but you believe it anyway? Actually, Sleeping Warrior, it doesn't bother them at all. They just ignore everything that just contradicts their model. They ignore every natural law there is to be explained to them. They just ignore it, because if they don't ignore it, yeah, it's easier to stay in fantasy land than just to accept reality for what it is. Let's see. The speed multiplied by the time gives you the distance. The distance divided by the speed gives you the time. Distance divided by the time gives you speed. Yes, both is life. Is it not difficult then to fudge those numbers though? Very easy. Very, very easy. Okay. Why do you see the same side of the moon that I do? Because of perspectives, Brenda. Because it's just one side of the moon. It can be a disk. It can be a sphere. It can be concave. It can be convex. It doesn't make a difference. It's your viewing angle. That's why. Okay. Well, guys, unfortunately, I have to start saying bye because, yes, got some things to do today. Got another festival to go to today. The kids are going to be very excited. And I've got to take my daughter to the dentist. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining. I do appreciate all your support, and thank you for the chat. Tomorrow morning I'm going to do another stream again, probably the same time again. Thanks everybody for joining. Like I said, if you haven't already, please do subscribe, hit that share button and like. And yes, I have a Patreon available if you feel the need to support me financially so I can get better equipment to do better streams for you guys. And I got a merch store. I am going to be working on some new merchandise as soon as my PC's here, so I can get better merch out for you guys. And then also got a Bitcoin link down below if you feel you want to support me in some other way.